This is going to be one of the most wonderful tutorials we've ever done.
That's because we're going to show you the magic of one.
Keep watching. Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe.
We have a great tutorial today. We're going to show you how you can take one block and make it over and over again in different colors and create some gorgeous quilts. So let's get started. Now the first one that we're going to do is called Lightning, and this was so much fun to design, and it's even more fun to make it because you make one block in two different colorways. Here's a colorway and here's a colorway, and then you put those together in a strategic way so that you get this great design. Let's put that up on the table and look at the fabric we have for you. So we have this great traditional fabric that I think is going to look awesome in this. So it's sort of like a little bit of a modern quilt with a traditional flair.
I love that. That's so fun.
I do too, because sometimes you just kind of get stuck in the same traditional quilt patterns. So let's just spice it up a little bit here and take a modern quilt and put some traditional.
This is great.
So this one is called, the pattern is called Lightning, and we're going to find that in this book, and we're going to do pieces and parts throughout this whole tutorial. And you won't want to miss that last quilt. It is brand new, beautiful fabrics.
Yes.
And Fran has a little twist that she's going to share with you at that point. So this is the simple pattern that you're going to, block that you're going to be making. You are going to do strip piecing like this, cut off your blocks, and then you just arrange them. So let's look at the fabric, and then let's make our pieces and parts. And we have for our focus fabric is going to be this gorgeous traditional blue. It's really such a nice, homey kind of a look. So this one is going to go in the number 1 spot. So our block is going to be going just like this with the number 1 fabric, and then this will be the background. So it's going to be used with both fabrics, and that is going to look so good. It's kind of a little light off-white color with a little star in it.
It's just the perfect colors that pick this up too.
Yes, it really does. And then for our number 3 fabric, which will be going here, we are going to use the same. So this is one where you're using 2 fabrics from the same line, but you're putting it into both of the blocks. So let's see how easy peasy this is.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see this.
All right, well here is your basic block. And you're going to make it in 2 colorways. How easy could you get this
That
done?
is so easy.
Okay, so for your number 1 fabric, we're going to move this one right over here so you can see how easy this is. You just take your blocks when you're putting this together, and look what happens as you go back and forth and back and forth.
Love it.
And they're the same size block on both sides, so they go together beautifully. But you're going to make this in such a way that then you take this particular block, it's going to be sewn like so. So you make your rows across like this, and then you put your rows together, and then we put one here. And remember, these all have the seam allowances still on the block, so I just kind of overlap them a little bit so you can see how it goes together.
Wow, let's get the cropping tool.
All right. I love this one.
This fabric is so neat in this pattern. I just love it whenever there's like that difference. It's kind of that modern twist on a quilt, but this fabric just looks fantastic in it.
That is great. I love it. So I'll cover up the other
color.
color.
It is so cool.
It's going to be great in just about any kind of decor. So let's look at this number for the kit. It is 8022234, and it is Glenfern Estates. Lightning is your pattern. It's from the book Easy Does It. And the alternate pattern is Jigsaw.
Our next quilt, Corner Play, and this one is cool. It's a little tricky. At first you look at it and you don't realize it's just one block turned in different directions because it creates this great pattern in here that repeats. So let's put that on the table and we will show you the pieces and parts. Now we have some gorgeous fabric here. I have to say that the colors in this fabric are so rich and so yummy that I just keep going back to it.
I love it too.
I just love it. And we've got it with this great turquoise, and it's wonderful. So our focus fabric on this quilt, it's everywhere the green is. So that is where this beautiful floral is going to be, here on the green. And then our number 2 fabric is this really kind of cool geometric print that picks up the black in the background of the floral. That will go everywhere this print is here, this lighter one. And then our number 3 is a nice textural turquoise. Now this is cool because look how it picks up the turquoise in those flowers. It's just great.
And look, there's texture in these leaves here, just like we have texture there. So
I didn't even notice that. That is awesome.
It's really cool.
So the number 3 fabric is going to be everywhere you see this darker gold on here. So this is going to look great. Now let's check out those pieces and parts.
Okay, here's the book.
So let's check the pattern first. So basically what we are doing is we're going to start with the strip assembly. And we're going to start in the very center of the block. Do it first. So as you can see, the instructions will show you how to build the blocks, and they just kind of build on each other, which is really kind of cool. So let me move this out of the way, and then I will start showing you. So here we have our strip assembly, and it's just our number 1 and number 3 in this case. After we sew that together, we're just going to cut some pieces off, just like you see here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start building. So we're going to take another strip and sew it to the side. And then we are going to take, and you know what? I'm going to build this on the quilt. So I'm going to turn this. It's going to go just like this, and then just like this. And then we're going to take another strip, like I said, keep going and keep building that block bigger and bigger. It's going to go there, and then our very last strip will go just like that. And you can see how simple this block actually is to put together. It just kind of grows as you go. Is that so it's really cool. So now I have one that's all made up, and we will put it over here. So these 2 blocks would be made with the same color combinations. So the next step is to build the same block, but you're going to use a different color placement. So we're putting our number 2 in this one. So we have a block made up here. We'll just set that in, and it will go just like this. And then another one right here. Look at this. This is so gorgeous. Now, of course, our seam allowances are on, so I'm trying to get those lined up really well for you so you can see. But oh my goodness, these colors are so rich and so striking that, let's see, how can I do this so you can get a good view of it? I just think that's going to be gorgeous.
And you know what's really interesting is you talked about how it's really rich colors there. I love the way that the number 3 fabric grounds it.
Oh.
So this is causing the background so that those colors pop, and then this kind of grounds it.
It is a little bit darker. Really, really great. And what's really interesting too, and just pointing out, this floral is a large floral. So most of the time in our brain we say we need a big block to use this big floral. But in this case, what it's doing is it's just giving you those little tastes of color that are in there that really kind of give it some interest. So
yeah, so don't be afraid to cut up a big print.
Not at all.
Experiment with it.
Not at all. Just love it. Okay, let's get the kit info on this. I know you're wanting that. So our kit name is Mum's the Word, and it's 8022348. It's our corner play pattern in the Pretty Darn Quick book. Or that pattern is also available as an individual.
You know, if you're enjoying these tutorials, we have so much fun putting them together for you. We have other tutorials that are great. We have like a 4-patch. Yes. We have the rail fence.
Yep.
So if you want to check that out by just going to our YouTube and looking at our tutorial collection, we'd be happy for you to do that. Now the next one is Wonderland. And Wonderland is a gorgeous quilt that Fran designed, and whenever we were talking about me doing this, I said, okay, let me see how it's put together, and I thought, wow, that is so easy. So you've got one block, it's made in 2 different colorways, and we are going to put that up on the table. It's amazing, first of all, what you can do with 3 1-yard cuts of fabric.
Oh my goodness, it is. And then just how you place the fabric in there with just one block, and then you just turn it and twist it, and it's easy.
It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So
fun.
we'll get to those pieces and parts, but first of all, we're going to change the look. So we have a Christmas one here. Now you want something that's going to be on your sofa. This is really nice. I love the blues and the beigey brown colors
And
together.
I have a gold sofa, you know.
You do. When I first saw your gold sofa, I was like, man, she is so, because it's a really gold. And I thought, she's so brave, because, you know, a lot of times you want to kind of like, I'll take something real neutral. This will look real gorgeous there.
It would.
Okay, so this is our number 1 fabric. It's going to go in this spot. And here's another point for you. It is okay for you to move your fabric colors around. And in this case, we wanted to use this blue in the number 1 spot. And remember, the equation is, you've got 3 1-yard cuts. You select your focus, and that goes in the number 1 spot. It is then taken out of the focus, out of the equation. You compare these two, you get your light, and then you get your dark as the remainder. And it will work every time, whether, as in this case, we chose a piece of fabric that was going to be in the number 1 spot because we felt like it was the boldest. And then what was left over, we compared the two, and voila.
There
That
it
is
is.
gorgeous. Let's put some
Perfect.
pieces and parts on here.
Yes, so let's check out this pattern real quick.
This is from the book Make It Christmas with 3-yard quilts. It is a gorgeous quilt. It is so super simple and easy, and we're going to show you exactly how to make it. The first thing you're going to do is do some half square triangles, and then you're going to sew that half square triangle to a strip of fabric, and you will get something that looks like this. Then you're going to put this rectangle, sew it to the side, and then you repeat that with the fabrics 3 and 2. Perfect. So let's show you how to do that again. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our number 1 fabric. Whoops, I've got 2 blocks here. So there's our number 1 fabric, and then we have this section. Then we're going to do this one right here. And when you make your second block exactly the same way, you've got your triangular pieces here, then you're going to place that like so. And we've got this one like so. Isn't that cool?
I love it. I see a new quilt in my future for my sofa.
That would look so good on
It
that gold
would.
sofa. Okay, let's crop this out like so that you can actually see what a gorgeous quilt that is going to be.
How fun.
Don't you love it?
Yes.
Okay, now on this particular quilt, the kit number is 8022349, Rolling Tide. Wonderland is the name of that pattern, and it's from the book Make It Christmas. Remember, you can get a book free when you buy 3 kits, or if you buy 1 kit, you can take an alternate pattern. In this case, it's going to be Pinwheel plus 1.
Ah, fun. Well, now we have something that's just a little different. This is our Easy Street quilt. And basically, we have taken the same block as you see here and put it together to make a bigger block. So it's kind of interesting, and let me show you that. So first, first the fabric is always the
star of the show.
So I can't move forward without talking about this fabric, because this is gorgeous.
It is.
It is so pretty. The colors on this it's like they're rich, but they're soft. So it's kind of hard to explain. And this floral just has these nice soft blues, and the roses are so gorgeous, and the yellows are just kind of creamy, and
I
it's
love that
amazing.
shade of yellow.
It is really, really pretty. So our focus, of course, is going to go here and in some of our little blocks here. Then our number 2 perfectly coordinates with our yellows and our flowers here. That will be the border, as you can see. And then our number 3, and this is so interesting to me. So this has a little bit of a gray background, but it picks up the gray in these flowers here. And whenever I first look at this fabric, I don't see the gray
Until you put that up
until I
against it.
put that with it. And then you're like, oh, wow, okay.
Well, this is one reason whenever you're picking out your fabric that you try different colors and maybe try something a little unexpected.
And this is, and it looks incredible, as you can see from the quilt. So let's look at that pattern. Now this is our Easy Street pattern from our Easy Peasy book. And we're going to start with the small squares that grow to be the bigger square, because this is what we are repeating here. So we just basically have just one square that has two borders on it, and you're making it in the two different colors. What we're doing is we're taking one block and we're turning it. So basically I've done a strip assembly, cut my unit off here. Thank you.
Yes.
That's so helpful to see. So strip assembly, and I've just cut the unit off. And then after I do that, I'm going to sew one piece to the side of the block. So I'm going to put this over here on the quilt so we can see it. So we have, this would be here, and this would be here. So here is the block finished, and we'll put this in. So basically all we're doing is turning them in their direction. Let me make sure I get it right. Okay. Now we're going to make the same block out of the other fabric in different colors, and we'll put those in place.
That's really cool.
It really, really is. Did I get this turned the right way? Nope. Yes. You know, it's so tricky that sometimes I have to look twice.
Well, that's what's cool about laying out your rows, so you can actually see them before you start sewing them together.
So, and what this does is it just creates this neat little kind of a pattern on the block, which is kind of fun. So what we've done is we've taken this one block and we've repeated it to make a bigger block. And then in between those, we're going to use a larger block. So now I have those here. So the larger block is very simple too, just to go in between those. Got a strip assembly here with our focus fabric and our number 3 sewn on each side. And as you can see, all we've done is just cut a piece off here. And then this is going to go just like this. And before you sew this all together, of course, you're going to have a strip on each side to create that bigger block. And it's just so cool. Now, I don't even need the cropping tool. I can just pick all of these pieces and parts up. Let's look at that quilt one more time and get the fabric info, because this fabric is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It is called Floral Promenade, and the number is 8022347. Now this is the Easy Street pattern from our Easy Peasy book, and it is also available as an individual pattern.
Well, you know what I think? I think 1 is the greatest number of all, because you can make it in a lot of different colors and you've still got the same block and your quilt looks totally different.
And you know what? It really makes it easy to make too, because you're not thinking quite so hard. You just get to do it over and over, repetition.
Do you do like I do? You kind of zone out.
Yes. You can never be sad when you're quilting.
That's true. That's true.
Well, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining us today. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and to hit that bell for notification for new videos.
And if you have a tutorial you'd like to see, put it in the comments.
Thank you so much for joining us.